Looking at the steering wheel now, we've got a couple options here. So this vehicle is equipped with adaptive cruise control. So what we're going to do is hit on when you get up to the speed that you'd like. Once you hit the speed that you like, you're going to hit set. And that's going to set you at whatever the speed is that you desire. Plus or minus is going to increase at 1 kilometer or mile per hour. This right here is going to be the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. You've got 3 different settings there. And then this one is going to be the lane centering button. So the actual lane keeping system we can turn on or off just on the left stick here. So there's a little button there. We can turn the lane keeping system on or off here. Let's take a look. So we've got the system on versus off here. So that's the lane keeping system. And then this one here is going to be the lane centering system button. All right, off to the right side here. We've got our volume rockers as well as a few other buttons here. So this is going to be the mute button. This is going to be our volume rocker up or down. And if we want to mute here, perfect. This is going to be our speaker button, so our voice navigation button. So we can turn on the voice navigation here. We can change the radio station using this button here as well. This is going to give us the ability to switch between different presets. If we're listening to an MP3 player or music from our phone, you can skip the songs here. If you've got an incoming phone call, you're going to press this button here. If you want to hang up the phone call, you're going to press this button here. When we look at the keypads here, so we've got 2 separate keypads, one on the left side, one on the right side of the steering wheel here. And let's look up in order to figure out what happens and how these things work. Let's drop the steering wheel out of the way a tiny little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a look first off at this these buttons here on the left side of the steering wheel. So we're specifically going to watch this side of the screen here. So we can change between different settings here, different display modes. So if we go display mode and hit OK. So we've got our RPMs, we've got our fuel settings now and the heat of the engine, tire pressure, speed, intelligent all-wheel drive, distance to empty, and then back to our RPMs there as well. If you press the left button there, trip 1 and 2, that'll give us our generic trip settings. If we want to reset the trip settings from this screen here, we're just going to press and hold OK. And then that's reset the settings for us. And we've got our trip 1 versus 2. Press the left button here. We've got our fuel economy. Driver assistance is when we get into a few things. So the blind spot system. So that's going to let us know if anybody's under the blind spot on either side of the vehicle. Again, we're going to get an indicator light there, letting us know if anybody's under the blind spot. Cross traffic alert. As we're backing up, if we don't see an oncoming vehicle, we will get an audible siren letting us know that there's a vehicle there. Cruise control. We've got 2 different types, either adaptive or normal. If you don't like the idea of adaptive cruise, you can turn it off here. Driver alert is tied into the lane keeping system. So if you get too many alerts through the lane keeping system here, it's going to give you an alert letting you know that you should probably rest. Pressing OK here. Now we've got a couple different modes in the lane keeping system. The alert is going to be a steering wheel shake. The aid is going to recenter you and pull you back into your lane. And then the alert and the aid is going to pull you back into your lane while at the same time giving you a little bit of a steering wheel shake. And back, we've got our pre-collision assist. So the way that the pre-collision assist works, if the vehicle in front of you slams on their brakes and you don't respond, it'll pre-charge the brakes for you. If you don't brake, it'll automatically brake the vehicle. The rear parking aid is the beeping that we get as we're reversing the vehicle. All right, and then some generic settings here as well. So we can set up the My Key here. Looking at generic vehicle settings, we can turn on the auto engine off. Change some of the lighting, locks, oil life reset. So when the oil's changed, you reset it here. Power liftgate, we can change that so that it's off as well. Remote start. Now the vehicle is equipped with a remote start, and this is where you can get into what you want to have happen when the remote start is activated. So you can change the climate to have it set. Obviously, the one that would make the most sense would probably be your last setting. Seats and wheel to remember you. Duration of the remote start to last as well. And back out, we've got our windows, remote open. And wipers, we've either got courtesy wipe, which again, same thing, I don't recommend turning that one on, but I do recommend keeping the rain sensing wipers on. That's a good thing to have. And the reason why is because it'll automatically flip the windshield wipers for you automatically based on the intensity of the rain. And there we've got it. We've got our basic settings here, so you can obviously select whatever your preference is there for that left screen. There we go. Now, off to the right-hand side here. So if we take a look, we've got another set of buttons down here. This is going to control the screen. So we've got options between entertainment, navigation, or our phone. So navigation, if we have navigation going, it'll pop up here. Entertainment is going to list the song that's currently playing or the station that we've got going right now.